Order in the court for the first case of the day. Please sit while I confirm the details you have given me to judge this case. Please nod your head if you accept the answer and shake your head if you disagree, as you are the one who... forget all that rigmarole, just get on with it, do you mind? You, Baron Munday, have been brought before me for not directly causing any problems at all, but doing something that did it indirectly. Are you with me? Good. Now we'll start. It is all about the love for your husband that all this happened. Mainly because he wasn't your husband at the time, and you really wanted him to be. The time of the year and the actual year made this possible. Something you always did with your husband-to-be was to go to a restaurant once a week, and a different one each week. This was all done for a purpose. Your purpose. You tried out a lot of different types of foods, mainly of which you have been far complimentary about, to see what was most suitable. Your palate does not show it likes anything spicy, anything from the sea, anything that can smile, or anything that contains a level of flavour stronger than boiled celery. It surprises me any man would want a woman whose culinary choice is basically cardboard cooked in grass sauce. But it's not up to me to judge you on that. I wouldn't touch that unless it was still in the cow currently on my plate. Calm down. Just an opinion. You had been going to restaurants for over 2 years before you finally found one you were both happy with. That's at least 4 years earlier than I would have expected under the circumstances. I have spoken to a husband who has told me how much he hates vegan food and regularly goes out after your meals on his own to get himself a burger. He says he always has to make excuses to leave you at home while he does it, such as going to the cash point machine. Have you failed to notice he never does this when you're with him or before you go to the restaurant? Only 2 weeks before the night you wanted to surprise your husband, you went to the Greenland vegan restaurant with him. You met up with some friends whose bill you said your husband would pay for. It would have been nice to have asked him first, though. He did not know your friends and did not join in the conversation. At the end of the evening, he paid the bill and you went straight home. After you got home, your husband immediately left again, without telling you why. The reason is that he went back to that restaurant. It wasn't to say thanks. His version is that of the food served, the asparagus tasted like a worm without the texture, that the chips had been fried in axle grease, the peas could have been better off used in a shotgun cartridge, and that the fertilizer that had been switched to rhubarb that he'd asked for. The owner took exception to his suggestion of getting 5 stars from the Coprophagy Society. And they'll eat anything that is not pleasant and only second-hand products, if you are not already aware. Your husband wondered how it could have all cost nearly £500 without any drinks. Then he blew his top when they demanded he paid an extra 25% service charge. It was then that he assaulted 2 members of staff before being arrested. He did not come home that night. You were not aware that your surprise on the 29th of February, 2 weeks later, where you intended to propose to your future husband, would be so eventful. You blindfolded him and took the blindfold off when you got inside. The Greenland staff immediately recognized him, and he recognized them, resulting in a repeat of the previous incidents. Yes, you really hadn't thought about this, had you, at all? I can accept no excuses for this. You've got to be a right thicko not to notice your husband is your choice of food. I find you guilty of this crime for setting up this by being so naive. You will return to this court in 7 days for sentencing. Guard, please take the defendant away.